Hello everyone, how are you?
Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, let's start our today's lesson. I hope everyone is joining to us. Today we discuss together free time and hobby. Before starting to this topic, we will learn together how to answer this relating to this topic. Yes, questions relating to this topic and discuss vocabularies in terms of free time and hobby. Okay, before starting this topic, I want to ask from you about your hobby. Please tell me about your hobby. What do you do in your free time? Miss Kamshat, please.
Yes. Okay. Actually, I have some hobbies, but today I'm on maternity leave and I couldn't find any leisure time for me. However, I want to find time for reading. Every day, I try to read 2 or 3 pages of my books. I'm into I'm fond of upbringing book and books about religious religion, yes, etc. And I'm keen on cooking cakes. Every party or our home. At our home, I always cook cakes for myself.
Okay, thank you. Next is Miss Dinara. What do you do in your free time?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
At the moment, to be honest, I haven't a time to do my lovely free time activities, as I'm studying and working simultaneously. But I trying to find the time doing my hobbies. For example, when I have a free time, I would prefer to go play volleyball with my friends, or I'm just being at home and reading my books.
Okay, thank you for
I
answers.
think it's nice.
Next
Thank you.
is Mr. Aslan. What is your hobby?
Everyone, actually, right now, I don't time for even breathing, but earlier, when I was studying at the university, I I I I played football in my free time as my hobby. In my opinion, hobby should be healthy. Can you hear me?
Yes.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, task 1 or task 2?
Okay. 1 second, please. Next is Mr. Nursultan. Please tell me about your hobby. What do you do in your free time?
Uh, well, to be honest, in my leisure time, I'm pretty keen on reading a book, so uh, which gives me which makes me thinking critically, and not also thinking critically, but also uh, gives me to see the world with to see the world in another vision. Um, and now there are lots of people they read a book, so it's
Another
one of
site
my
debatiniz ya. Another version емес, another site.
another side, I guess. Now that's one of my cherished hobbies that I'm proud of, I guess. Maybe a little bit out of question.
Okay, thank you for answers. Next is Mr. Alibek. What is your hobby? What do you do in your free time?
Well, to be honest, in my free time, I listen to music and I like watching movies and also reading books in my free time. And another hobby in my free time, it's watching useful videos from YouTube or another websites that helps me to grow up. And so I think, yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Next is Kelgenbayeva Nazirkia. What is your hobby? What do you do in your free time?
Okay, I have different hobbies. The first is I like to spend my weekends and free time with my friends. We have a small club, and there we get together and play different table games or board games. Yeah, so here we can play a game like Mafia and so on. And we like it. I like it because it is good, fun, and we can all have laugh together and spend good time. Another hobby is cooking. I like cooking in my free times for my kids. So I in my free time also I listen different podcasts that it can improve my IELTS listening or and I can say that it can help broaden my horizons.
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 Okay, thank you for answers. Next is Miss Koganbayeva Nazirkia. What do you do in your free time?
Okay, I like reading, sleeping, sometimes cooking, but more time I spend to reading. So I like artistic literature and psychology books, and I'm in on books from my childhood. I can say I have been a friend from childhood with books. Yep. What about cooking? I'm not cooker, but sometimes in leisure time when I with my family, I like cooking some pastries, sweets, and cakes. Some cakes. Yep. That's all.
Okay, thank you for answers. Today we learn about topic free time and hobby. If someone will ask from you, tell me about your hobby, how we can answer this question? Instead of saying my hobby is, I like doing this, you can say whenever I have free time, whenever I have spare time, whenever I have leisure time, I like to go for a stroll in the park. Instead of saying free time, you can use leisure time, got time, downtime, some me time, enough time. For example, whenever I have free time, I like to go for a stroll in the park. What does it mean? Go for a stroll in the park.
Walking, то есть ходьба.
Yes, walking. It means go for a walking. You can also say to take a walk. Yeah, I like to take a walk in the park. Next expression is my favorite hobby. My favorite hobby is listening to music. My favorite hobby is enjoying music. The third expression is if I find myself with. Yep, if I find myself with, it means when I have free time. If I find myself with, I like to read a book. There is a great expression, I'm at a loose end. What does it mean? If there is nothing special to do, it means free, yeah? You are free. For example, if I find myself at a loose end, I like to listen to music. Менің істейтін еш нәрсем болмаған кезде мен өлең тыңдағанды жақсы көремін. For example, I'm at a loose end. You can say I have nothing special to do it. Instead of saying free time, you can use synonyms, right? Leisure time, spare time, time to kill, time on my hands, and downtime. Time to kill, what does it mean? It means free time, yeah? When you have nothing to do. For example, whenever I have time to kill, I like to go shopping. Yeah, менің бос уақытым болған кезде мен шоппингқа барамын. Осылай да айтуға болады екен. Кейде айтады, yeah? Stop killing your time. Yeah, stop wasting your time, it means. Time on my hands. Whenever I have time on my hands, I like to go for a gym. Егер уақыт мен қолымда болған кезде, тікелей аударсақ, иә, мен джимға баратын едім, спортзалға баратын едім. Downtime, it means the same, free time. Whenever I have downtime, I like to go for a stroll in the park. Next is, what are your hobbies or pastimes? Pastimes, hobbies means the same meaning. Noun, have you ever heard gerund? Gerund.
Yes.
Gerund, it
Okay.
means ing. If you add to verb ing, it convert to noun. Yeah, сіздер етістікке ing қосқан кезде ол зат есімге айналады, яғни зат есімді білдіреді. For example, reading. Yeah, read, verb plus ing, reading, it convert to noun. Riding a bike, cooking. How can we use this? For example, I like plus noun. Gerund. I like singing. Yeah, I like sing деп айтпайды екенбіз. I like singing деп айтады екенбіз. I'm into cooking. Yeah, I'm into cook. I'm into read деп айтпайды екенбіз. I'm into cooking деп ing жалғап айтады екенбіз. Instead of saying I like, you can use I'm into, I'm fond of, I'm keen on, I'm obsessed with. Yeah, мен қатты жақсы көремін, бір нәрсе қатты құмар болдым десеңіздер, I'm obsessed with деп айтуға болады екен. Next, I'm fond of loving sleeping in. I'm keen on studying of English. Мына жерге мән береміз, иә? Of prepositionнан кейін біз әрқашанда зат есімге ing жалғайды екенбіз, иә? Етістікке ing жалғап, оны зат есімге айналдырамыз. Preposition plus verb is always gerund. Yeah, prepositionға ing verb жалғанса, екеуі қосылып gerund айналады. Яғни зат есімге айналады. Например, reading is my hobby. Оқу менің хоббиім. Бұл жердегі оқу деген бұл етістік емес, зат есімнің қызметін атқарып тұр. The next is, you said about your hobby, yeah, I'm into cooking. And why you love cooking? You have to answer it. For example, how we can explain it? We can explain it, it helps me. It helps me relax, yeah? Тамақ істеген маған мені демалдырады. It helps me disconnect from my study. It helps me disconnect from my job. You can also say it is a great way to unwind. Мына expression'дарды етістіктерді қолдансаңыздар болады екен, иә? The meanings of these two words are same. They means расслабиться дейді ғой, иә? Демалу деген мағынаны білдіреді, төртеуінің де мағынасы. It helps me relaxing деп ing жалғамайды екенбіз. It helps me relax. Просто так verbтің өзі болады. It is a great way to disconnect, yeah? It is a great way to disconnecting деп ing жалғамайды екенбіз. Тек verbтің өзі болады, етістіктің өзі ғана болады. Келесі, I find it therapeutic. I find it relaxing. I find it rewarding. I find it satisfying. Ал мына жерде мен бұны пайдалы деп табамын. Мен бұны пайдалы деп санаймын. Бұл жерде уже ing жалғанады. I find it relaxed деп айта алмаймыз бұл жерде. Бұл жерде I find it relaxing деп айтамыз. For example, I'm keen on studying English because I find it rewarding. Yeah? Мен ағылшынды оқыған жақсы көремін, себебі мен бұны пайдалы деп санаймын. Жалпы мына жерде екеуінің айырмашылығын түсіну керек. Мына жерде мыналар сын есімнің рөлін атқарып тұрса, мына жерде етістіктің рөлін мыналар атқарып тұр. Яғни мыналарды тек мыналармен ғана қолдана аламыз. It helps me, it is a great way to unwind деп. Ал adjective болатын болса, оны I find it деп қолданамыз. For example, I find it interesting. I find it satisfying. ing жалғауды ұмытпаймыз. If you don't have any hobbies, you can say, I don't have any hobbies as such. Я менің ондай қатты бір айналысатын хоббим жоқ десеңіздер, I don't have any hobbies as such деп айтуға болады. Why? Why you don't have any hobbies? Because I'm always swamped with my work, yeah? I'm always busy with my work. What does it mean I'm always swamped with my work? It means I have too much work. You can say, I don't have any hobbies as such because I'm always swamped with my work. You can also say, I don't have any hobbies as such, but I struggle to find time. Yeah? Бірақ менің хоббим айналысатын жоқ, бірақ мен уақыт табуға тырысамын деген мағынаны білдіреді. You can also say, I don't have any hobbies as such because of my work, but my wife's really keen on gardening. But it isn't my thing. Деп күшті ответ беруге болады, иә? Например, менің ондай қатты бір хоббим жоқ, себебі менің жұмыстарым көп, бірақ менің әйелім бақшаның ісімен айналысқанды жақсы көреді. Бірақ дейді, бұл менікі емес. Егер сіздердің өздеріңіздің хоббиларыңыз болмаса, сіздер жақындарыңыздың хоббиін айтып, типа ол маған ұнамайды, бұл менікі емес сияқты деп жауаптарыңызды көп қылып айтуға болады екен, иә? Например, I don't have any hobbies as such because I'm always swamped with my work, but my brother is keen on studying English, but it isn't really for me. Я бұл маған арналмаған, бұл менікі емес деп айтқыларыңыз келсе, осы екеуін қолдануға болады. Isn't my thing or isn't really for me. Екеуінің мағынасы бір. Екеуі де маған ұнамайды, бұл менікі емес, это не мое деген сияқты қолдансаңыздар болады. Егер мен уақыт табуға тырысамын, айналысқым келеді десеңіздер, I struggle to find time деп айтуға болады екен. Do you have any questions? Everything is understandable for you?
Yeah, everything is clear.
Yes.
Okay. Go on.
Unwind деген қандай дедіңіз?
Unwind деген ол relax деген мағынаны білдіреді. Например, жұмыстан шаршап келесіз қой, стрессовый болып, сол кезде мен демалғым келеді деген мағынаны білдіреді. Unwind. Стресстен айығу деген мағынада. Ну, типа, relax. Yeah. You can also say unwind. You can say relieve my stress. Relieve my stress means unwind, relax.
Расслабиться деген ғой?
Yeah, расслабиться.
Развеяться, да?
Next is how have hobbies changed over the years? Yeah, сіздің хоббиіңіз қалай өзгерді? Уақыт өте келе қалай өзгерді? In the past, we used to. Yeah, өткен шақта. Өткен шақтағы хоббиіңіз туралы айтқыңыз келсе, осы форманы қолданасыздар, yeah? In the past, we used to play outside. Біз бұрын далада ойнадық, yeah? Бірақ қазір олар ойнамайды. Used to деген форманы жаттап аламыз. Used to-ді біз бүкіл жерде қолдана береміз. Бүкіл топикқа қатысты. Например, егер сіз бір нәрсені өткен шақта жасадыңыз, бірақ қазір жасамайсыз, yeah? I used to play кобыз, but right now I'm not playing кобыз. Мына жерде де солай айтып тұр, yeah? In the past we used to play outside. Бұрын біз далада ойнадық. The next, you can say, previously we would. Previously we would play outside. What does it mean? Біз бұрын далада ойнаушы едік, я? Ойнайтын едік. Тоже өткен шаққа байланысты. Back in the day, we often plus simple past. Back in the day, we often played outside, я? Біз бұрын далада жиі ойнайтын едік. Back in the day деген тоже in the past деген білдіреді, я? Өткен күнге оралсақ, өткен күнге қайтсақ деген мағына келді. Тікелей аударатын болсақ. Яғни often-нен кейін етістіктің simple формасын қолданамыз. Яғни өткен шақта етістікке не жалғаймыз? Иди жалғаймыз, немесе екінші формасын қолданамыз. Мына жерде де тура сондай. We often played, we often went outside деп қолдана бересіздер. If someone asks from you your present day hobby, you can ask, nowadays we tend to spend more time indoors. Yeah, біз қазір көп уақытымызды indoors activity-де өткіземіз. Яғни үйдің какой-то бір ғимараттың ішінде болатын іс-әрекеттерді, активитиларды біз indoors дейміз, я? Например, біз ғимараттың ішінде отырып қандай активити жасаймыз? Например, кітап оқимыз, үйдің ішінде отырып, телефон шұқылаймыз, ал outdoors ол сыртта істелінетін іс-әрекеттер, например, футбол ойнау, спорт залға бару деген сияқты, паркте қыдыру. These days we typically spend more time indoors, or we typically spend a lot of time indoors. Yeah? Біз бүгінгі таңда көп уақытымызды үйде өткіземіз, үйдегі активитида өткіземіз. Яғни кітап оқу, телефон шұқылау, сондай айтып жатыр. Кейде айтасыздар, менің көп уақытым бар деген кезде біз I have much time деп айтады кейбір адамдар. Бірақ бұл қате, much time деп айтпаймыз. I have a lot of time деп айтамыз. Much time-ды біз негатив формада қолданамыз. Например, I don't have much time. Менің көп уақытым жоқ. Егер менің көп уақытым бар десеңіздер, a lot of time деп айтамыз. Осылай дұрыс болады. If someone will ask from you your hobbies in the future. Біреу айтады, болашақта хоббилар қалай өзгеруі мүмкін деп сұрақ қою мүмкін. Сол кезде біз future simple-дің көмекші етістігін қолданамыз. Яғни will. All hobbies will be virtual. Барлық хоббилар виртуальный болады. We will be glued to our screens even more than now. Glued to our screens деген не мағына білдіреді? Яғни, бұның мағынасы интернетте отыру, интернетке қарай беру, көп уақытыңды интернетте өткізу, желімде жабысып қалу, көп уақытыңды өткізу деген сияқты ғой мағынасы негізі. Болашақта біз көп уақытымызды интернетте өткіземіз. Даже қазірге қарағанда деген мағына. Тағы да интернетте отыру деген қалай айтуға болады? Surfing on the internet, интернетте отыру. Телефон шұқылау деп айтады ғой. Соны surfing on the internet деп айтуға болады. The next is there will be creative hobbies like blogging, Бұл жерде креативный хоббилар болуы мүмкін. Например, блог, Instagram, блогер, соны айтып жатыр. Let's turn to the vocabulary. What kind of vocabulary can we use when we tell about our hobbies and free time? Grew to love. What does it mean, grew to love? It means you started loving. You started loving something. For example, you started loving your hobbies. For example, I grew to love playing the guitar. You started loving playing the guitar. Siz gitara oynауды жақсы көріп бастадыңыз. Next is to take it up. To take it up means to begin hobby. Instead of saying I started my hobby, you can say I took it up. Yeah, I took it up when I was 15 years. Мен бұл хоббиді 15 жаста болған кезде бастағанмын. To be smitten with somebody or something, it means to be loved in. Yeah, бір нәрсені жақсы көру. Or to be fall in love, бір нәрсеге ғашық болып қалу. I was smitten with playing the guitar. Yeah, мен гитара ойнауды жақсы көріп қалдым. I was smitten with playing the guitar. I was smitten with studying Spanish language, for example. The next word is to be not really one for. Yeah, if you are not big fan of something, you can say I'm not really one for. For example, I was not really one for hobbies. Yeah, мен ешқандай хобби жақсы көрмеймін. Мен айналысқым келмейді десеңіздер, I was not really one for деп айтуға болады. The next word is going on at. What does it mean, going at? To tell someone to do something when they don't want to do it. Yeah. For example, my parents were always going on at me to pursue a hobby. Яғни, менің ата-анам мені үнемі бір хоббимен айналысуға мені мәжбүрлейді, я, мен істегім келмейтін нәрсені маған істеткізеді деген сөзді айтқыңыз келсе, going on at me деп айтуға болады. For example, my wife always going at me to tidy up my room. Yeah. Pursue a hobby. Pursue a hobby, it is a great expression. Instead of saying do a hobby, yeah, хоббимен айналысу дегеннің орнына to pursue a hobby деп айтуға болады екен. You can also say pursue a study, yeah, оқуды жалғастыру. You can say I want to pursue my master's degree in the USA. Мен master's degreeімді ақш-та жалғастырғым келеді. Pursue, to do something or follow, it means. The next word is took heed. Took heed, it means to listen and follow advice, yeah? To follow advice of your mother, to follow advice of someone. For example, in the end, I took heed of my mother, yeah? In the end деген, ең соңында, yeah? В конце концов, мен өзімнің анамның айтқан ақылын тыңдадым. In the end деген сөздің тағы бір синоним бар, at the end of the day. Тоже екеуі бір мағына білдіреді. At the end of the day, I took heed of my mother. I took heed of my father or friends. The next word is get into it big time. Get into it big time, it means do something a lot of time. Yeah? A lot. For example, I get into it big time. Мен бұны көп уақыт бойы істеп келе жатырмын деген мағынаны білдіреді. Егер сіздер бір хоббимен айналысып келе жатасыздар, ол хоббимен сіздер ұзақ уақыттан бері айналысып келе жатсыздар және көп уақыттарыңызды соған жұмсасаңыздар, I get into a big time деп айтуға болады екен. Were quite on edge. What does it mean? Worried or nervous something. Okay? I remember my parents were quite on edge. Яғни, просто так worried, she was nervous деп айтудың орнына біз were quite on edge деп айтуға болады екенбіз, иә? Менің ата-анам мен үшін алаңдаған, менің есімде, менің ата-анам қалай мен үшін қатты алаңдаған, переживать еткені әлі есімде деген сөз. Do you have any questions? Түсінбей қалған сұрақтар, тақырыптар бар ма? Сөздер.
Жоқ, түсінікті бар.
No.
Түсінікті ма? Окей. Онда осы сөздерді қолдана отырып, қазір сұрақтарға жауап берейік. The first question goes on Miss Dinara. Please tell me about your pastimes. What do you do in your spare time? Мына сөздерді қолданыңыздар, я? Бастайтын кезде мыналарды айтуға болады, мынаны айтуға болады. Miss Dinara, are you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, what are your
Uh,
hobbies?
Pastime hobbies, yes.
Yeah, your
Just
hobbies.
hobbies, yes.
Hobbies, yeah.
Ага.
Pastimes, hobbies екеуі бір мағынаны білдіреді.
Ага. My favorite hobby is whenever I have a free time, I prefer to gathering with my friends, and spending with him a good time. Because the relationship with my friends is really important for me. So I always trying to be close knit with him.
Okay, thank you. Next is Mr. Alibek. What are your hobbies? Мыналарды қолданамыз.
So whenever I have a free time or spare time, I like watching movies, and I find myself with watching movies because it's really interesting, and it can gives you a really great information and some useful things for you, and you can learn by watching movies, and not just not just to learn, and you can relax, and you can get out of this world, and it's a great way to spend your time by watching movies, by watching useful and helpful videos. And in the past, I used to watch movies every week with my friends, but nowadays I don't have a lot of time, so that's why I watch it rarely in my free time. Yeah. So I think that's all.
Okay, thank you for answers. Next is Miss Guljan.
Yes.
What are your hobbies?
Well, my hobbies is as I think is cooking, try to cook something new, and I try to take I taking the recipes, the new recipes from the YouTube channel. I have a lot of YouTube channel which I watching every day, I can say, and trying to always trying to something new, new recipes. It can be cookie, it can be bake, it can be some salads, or also that can be some like type of some sandwiches, and that is in this time my hobby. That's all.
Okay, tell me about your hobbies that you used to in the past.
Well, my hobby was was the same thing, like the cooking. No. Okay, my hobby was the past is painting.
I used to painting.
I used to painting some of the pictures about nature, and sometimes some like cartoons, like popular cartoons, and used to do it. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Next is Mr. Nursultan.
Thank you.
What are your hobbies? Try to use these vocabularies.
In the past, I used to ride a bike, so
In the
I took it
present.
up when in the present.
Mhm. Right now.
Do you mind if I will combine it?
Okay.
Okay, right now. Okay, in the past, I used to ride a bike, so I took it up when I was 20. But these days, I found myself in reading classic Kazakh books. So it's a great way to deeply understand and our authors and our culture. So and also during reading a book, I always frequently mark some kind of quotes. I think that's it. Well, it's kind of when I'm speaking, I kind of butterflies, feeling butterflies and
Oh,
trembling. Yeah.
okay.
So I
Are you
so I
feeling more
tried.
nervous, right?
Yeah. So I tried as much. I mean, I tried to use these expressions as much as I can.
Okay, great. Next is Miss Kamshat. What are your hobbies?
As I said before, I'm on maternity leave and I struggle to find time to my hobbies. Firstly, I'm fond of reading books, and also I take pleasure of cooking cakes. Is it right?
Why do you like your hobbies?
Because when I do this like
Наларды
activities,
қолданыңыз. But it helps me.
okay, it helps me to relax, and
It helps me relax.
it's a great way. Okay, it
Or
helps. It helps me relax, and it's great way to disconnect of my home chores, maybe.
Disconnect from my house chores.
House chores, yes.
Thank you. Next is.
May I answer? I have to go
Yes,
somewhere.
you can.
And
Yes, you can.
And question is.
What are your hobbies?
Okay. Actually, right now I'm struggling with finding free time for hobbies. But earlier, whenever I had a time on my hands, I used it to cycle, and I found it relaxing and it in the
I find
kind
it
of
good, yeah?
activity which
I find it.
Я находил это в этот
өткен шақта айтып жатсыз ба? Okay, I found it. Okay.
Earlier, I found it relaxing, and that kind of activity which makes you, which helps to keep you fit. I cycled usually during weekends to long distances, or for example, 14, 17 kilometers.
Okay, thank you for answers, Mr. Aslan. Next is Mr. Alibek. What are your hobbies? Try to use these vocabularies, please.
I have answered those already, but I need to.
Oh, okay. And next is Miss Kilgenbaeva Nazirke. What are your hobbies?
Okay, whenever I have a spare time, I try to take a bit of stroll. Especially, I like it doing after the rain. As far as I like Petrika, Generally, I haven't got any hobbies such as far as I am always swamped with work, but my husband has hobbies like reading historical books and cooking unusual food. But it is not my cup of tea. However, I always try to use all my free time, even my commute. When I commuting to work, I use I use the time to listen different podcasts. So I took it up when I started to prepare for the IELTS course. So I use it to in the past I use it to read different kinds of books. But nowadays, as far as I have a lot of work, I can't find enough time.
Find time.
Yeah, I couldn't find enough time. So what else? That's all.
Okay, thank you for answers. Now our speaking club hosted by Miss Shania. Miss Shania, you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Can hear you. So how are you? How was your day? How was your weekend, ladies and gentlemen? So hopefully you can answer this question. Okay, let's start this topic. In today's club, I've added an amazing information about linking words. Have we ever heard the word linking?
Yes.
Yes, you do know, and you do know what is mean linking, yes?
Байланыстыратын, да?
Yeah, sure. Like, you know, connects each other. That's really important. So when you're speaking in the IELTS exam, it's really important to connect words like with each other, such as moreover, therefore, in addition to, besides, and etc. All right, in today's class, I've collected an amazing best words like linking words, such as, and you do know it, to, as well, or just as well as. Next one is also, in addition to, we have, and not only, but, both, and, furthermore, moreover, and besides. Okay, those examples in order to be much more understandable for you guys. The first one is and. You do know what is mean and, sure. And when it comes to to, so to is do you know the translation of these words? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Translation of those words, to, also, as well as, in addition to.
Yeah, we know.
Thank you. Look, first, to, when do we need to use to? When you're talking like the same thing matched together, such as she likes football and I like it too, right? For example, she likes cooking and I like it cooking too, like this. And also, don't forget, you need to add the word to at the end of a sentence, okay? Next, our linking word is as well as, or you can say as well without as. Look, here's an example. I like tennis as well as football, okay? I like tennis as well as football. That means you do like tennis and football too, but here as well as sounds much more better than the two, because it's like in a formal way of speaking, I think, during the IELTS exam. Next one is as well. So you can see the difference, right? Because the rule of writing and also using as well is like has to be written at the end of a sentence, okay? For example, I like tennis and I like football as well. That's it. At the end of a sentence without as. Yeah, but when it comes to as well as, you need to use it in the middle of the subject, or I mean in the middle of an object. And also, the vast majority of my students are familiar with the word also. And here we have 3 ways on using it. The first one is I like volleyball and I also like golf. It means you do something, not only, let's say, volleyball, also you do like tennis, okay? Also, next one is, I think those are similar. Third one, I like tennis and I like golf also. You can add also at the end of a sentence. That's it. That's pretty simple and straightforward to learn. The next one is in addition to. Well, dear ladies and gentlemen, we have to use in addition to, both in writing and speaking to. Okay. For instance, he plays tennis twice a week. In addition, he goes to the gym regularly. In addition, so there is no way to use and. No, and like like informal way of speaking and writing. But yeah, you need to use and too, but not all the time. Okay, please, because it sounds like you are the lack of vocabulary. All right, the next one. He plays tennis twice a week in addition to going to the gym regularly. So the difference is in addition to, you just look, there's a comma when it comes to in addition, but when it comes to in addition to, no, there's no comma because you are writing this linking words in the middle of a sentence, okay? And be careful with that. But those are amazing. And also here you can use in addition to in the beginning of a word, I mean sentence, in addition to playing tennis twice a week, he goes to the gym regularly. That's it. Also, we have a grammar rule, which is in addition to is followed by a gerund. Look, playing, okay? In addition to playing tennis, and there we don't have any gerund when it comes to the in addition. Okay, so be careful with that, please. I do prefer both because those are, it's amazing. And those are next. Not only, but. Not only, but. What does it mean, not only, but? Not only, but, yeah. What do you think, in your opinion?
About 2 things?
Yeah.
About
Ол
2
сонымен
things.
қатар да, сонымен қатар деген.
Yes,
can-
exactly. Yeah,
you can
sure.
add something.
Mm?
You can add something like
You
So
can
it's-
something? What?
to double it, like
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. He's not only a great tennis player, but also an excellent golfer. For instance, let's say you're not only, for example, let's say, in order to be much more understandable, you're not only a student, but also you are a mother. Or you can say you are not only my boyfriend, but also you are the future dad of my children, for example. Yeah, those are pretty goes into it. And so please be careful with the usage of those words, okay? Usage of those linking words. Hopefully you do got it. And I want to make a perfect sentence. Kilgenbaeva, Nazarke, please, can you make a sentence, this word, not only, but?
I am not only I'm not only a great teacher, but also I'm an excellent mother.
Yeah, perfect. So I have a question for you. How did you pronounce the word, this adjective? This one.